The systematic study of art has its roots in 5th century Athens. Plato taught that the true nature of the ephemeral things we see in the world was their idea. The triangles you draw in the sand are imperfect copies of the perfect idea of a triangle. Ideas are beyond the senses. They can only be grasped by reason. However, there is one idea that presents itself to reason through the senses, the idea of beauty. In The Symposium, Plato argued that the manifestation of something beautiful attracts the person who sees it. He identified this attraction with Eros, the Greek god of desire. Drawn on by the erotic appeal of beauty, the philosopher leaves behind apprehension of things that are beautiful, transcending the sensible world to achieve contemplation of the pure idea of beauty itself. Plato's ideas on beauty did not take into account the role of art in aesthetics. The fact is, Plato held a low opinion of artists and poets.
Plato didn't write about aesthetics in the sense that he wasn't writing about art. He was writing about what he saw at the time, correctly, as popular entertainment. Because Greek tragedy, like the novel in the 18th century, was popular entertainment. And the reasons that he gave for that incredibly sort of controversial decision of his to outlaw it from the great city of the Republic was ultimately 3 things. It confuses the authentic and the fake. So you end up thinking that totally fake things are the real thing, totally fake depictions of virtue or real virtue or success or greatness or courage or whatever it is. It is essentially suited only for representing vile and violent matters. After all, he says, a good person is rather boring because he never changes very much. And finally, it's capable of influencing even the best among us to act in life as we would be ashamed to do if we hadn't been exposed to art.
In The Republic, Plato explained his understanding of art as an act of treason against the idea. Because the sensible object is already a copy of its idea, in copying reality, the artist in effect copies a copy.
What is beautiful in itself is not this object or that one, but that which conveys their own nature.
Plato mistrusted poets because he believed they often spoke of things they can't truly know about.
A good society would be well served not to have any of them, and that in any case they should not be given the task of educating the youth, but in the end I think he thought philosophers should be, since philosophers are the ones who presumably know how to tell the difference between reality and illusion.
Plato's student Aristotle composed what is undoubtedly one of the most influential books on art theory ever written, the Poetics. Many see the Poetics as a rebuttal of Plato's critique of the arts. Aristotle maintained that arousing strong emotions such as pity and fear was good for the citizenry of Athens.
I think the Poetics is actually, though it is an immensely important and magnificent work, it's very simple. It says, plays have beginnings, middle, and ends. Plays can't be too long or too short. They're better if they have happy endings than if they don't. They're better if the characters are believable than if they're not. what he's doing there is to give you the basic elementary principles showing that plays can be written badly or can be written well. Because Plato had argued that there is no art to writing poetry, that the poet doesn't know anything. The poet only knows how to imitate the appearance, say, of what a general is, or what a husband is, or what a child is. And what Aristotle is saying, that in addition to knowing how to imitate the appearance of those things, or maybe not even doing that at all, there are principles to how plays are constructed that you have to learn, and therefore poetry is indeed an art, which is what Plato famously had denied in the Ion, which said the poet works only through inspiration and doesn't know what he's doing.
Unlike Plato, Aristotle didn't discuss the idea of beauty, but rather analyzed a specific art form, tragedy.
The chief forms of beauty are order and symmetry and definiteness, which the mathematical sciences demonstrate in a special degree.